What up, guys? It's me, GamerGuyTV here, and welcome to another Battlefront II video. So, okay, we still need one more level with Vader. Alright, that tells me which thing I need to press. So, welcome back to Battlefront II. And there are a couple things I want to talk about in this video. I don't really have like a set list, so it's a little bit going to be me rambling on a little, but that's all part of the fun. So guys, I did just want to say a couple of things, as I've said already. So basically, it is September 24. Can you guys believe it's the end of September already? Like, just to put it in perspective, it's not going to be long before summer was a month ago, rather than like 2 to 3 weeks ago. It's insane. Like, it really is. I just wanted to say that, next Friday is October 1st, so Sunday will be the last video of September 2021. And I also wanted to say, since it is September 24, that we now officially have less than 2 months till Thanksgiving break. Again, I'm not really counting at this point. I was a little bit at first, as much as I wanted to deny it. Just because I didn't want summer to end. I was still stuck in like the summer is over mood. Real quick, let me double check that audio is way down. Yep, there we go. But it's defense. We're gone. We're gonna get an offensive match. I don't care if it takes us a while. But anyway, as I was saying, basically, at this point, it's more of a countdown for you guys. What I've kind of realized is we are almost a month into the school year at this point. And, I was right. Time flies. It does not feel like it's been almost a month since my last day working camp. It does not feel like that. It does not feel like almost a month since the end of camp party. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't. So I was right in the fact that, time is going to fly. If I wanted to, I could keep track of, like, percentage through the school year and how many days are left and yada, yada, yada. But I'm more worrying about myself currently. And I think that that's a good thing. I really do. I think that it is, important that I do think about myself. In the fact that, it's September 24, next Friday will be October 1st. And then, it's defense, but it's overtime. You know what? Let's go with it, because it'll probably be offense next. But, like I said, I just think that it is important for me to be able to just sort of accept the fact that summer is over. A couple weeks ago I talked about how I wanted the weather to get cooler, and it is starting to get cooler. Today it got above 60, but, it got above 60, it didn't get above 70. It was high 60s, mind you. But still, my point still stands of, I wanted the weather to get colder because it meant that summer was done. And it does. It absolutely means that summer is done. And part of the thing that I almost love about this is that, you know, because for me, I know I'll be sitting here in, you know, probably actually a month, because a month from now is a Sunday. But for me, I know that I will be sitting here going, man, where did that time go? Which is not a sentence you often use during the school year. But I do just, like, I want to stress the fact that time flies. It really does. It flies. So, in a sense, you know, I feel like I'm gonna blink my eyes and it's gonna be summertime. Now, I know that's not the way it's gonna go. I know that there's going to be, you know, I've got my first chem test on Wednesday. I've got my first math test on Wednesday. I had a history presentation today. I know there's gonna be all that fun stuff. And I'm expecting it, to be completely honest. I'm expecting all of the fun stuff. But, I mean, in the end, what I'm really focusing on is having fun. And as long as I am having fun, you know, that's what matters. I'm looking at school as sort of like, and you know, I'm keeping in touch with people, and that is also another really, really important thing. And I talked about how it was going to be like a 2-month break till I got back to the place that I was the camp counselor at. It's going to be more like 4, because I think I had something come up on the day that I was supposed to go back. This is going to be crazy to try and win. This match is going to be this entire video. I'm calling it now. But this being said, come on. Come on, yes. Let me put that down. But like, oh my goodness. Why? Sorry. But in a sense, like, I am... Oh, come on. He had to take Vader right at the last second. And I've hit the wrong respawn. Again. But, you know, in the end, I look at it and go, you know, there's going to be some hard times in the next month. Oh my gosh, I hit the wrong thing again. Can I? Oh, come on. I'm dead anyway. But like, I seriously look at it and go, that month went, as slow as it felt, it went by fast. So you know what? The next one will probably go by fast. And I'll be sitting here in a month watching football going, man, that went by fast. There are going to be some hard times. There's going to be some vacations, some tests that I'm not going to feel great about. There's going to be projects. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in that next month. But I feel like in that next month, I'll be able to sit there and go to myself, okay, you know, one more month left. After October 24 or October 23, I feel like I'll be able to sit there and go, 1 month. That's it. 1. And at some point, I'm going to make a TikTok/YouTube video about sort of what I've been doing to keep my studying in track. I've been using Monday.com, again, not sponsored. I wish they would sponsor me, but I've been using them to keep myself sort of in track, and yeah. I'm looking forward to making that video, and I know that for a fact this year there is a lot more cumulative work. Like, I'm gonna have finals at the end of the year. And things like that. So, you know, if I can keep myself organized, then I'll be able to better know. Then I'll be able to. What's the best way to phrase it? If I can keep myself organized, I'll be able to know a little bit more about what I need to study when it comes to finals. And I know for a fact that, you know, I can keep myself in check by like the month countdown till Thanksgiving break or till winter break. And I know I can do that, but I don't want to do that. Because that's not necessarily right. You know, the thing that should keep me going is not things of when is the next big long break. You know, right now I've got another 2 full weeks of school before I get a break off, or before I get a day off. And I'm looking at that and going, okay, you know, days off are fun. I like days off. Everybody loves days off. But to some degree, you know, a day off, me counting down to a day off, is very different than me counting down till Thanksgiving break. Those are 2 very different things. Thanksgiving break is in over 2 months. Oh, I did not make that. Oh, come on. Really? Let me use this to heal up for a second. But like, that day off is in 2 months at least. So, me counting down to that is not necessarily how I want to spend my time. To be completely honest, I am totally good going, okay, yep, you know. Alright, start of this week, full week, here's what I've got coming up on certain days. You know, I'm fine doing that. And I'm being honest, like, counting down, in January, February-ish, it gets a little bit ridiculous. Because I don't think we have a day off in the entire month of February. But, like, honestly, it's 2 weeks. Like, I can look forward to something for 2 weeks. And I obviously look forward to Thanksgiving break. But I also look at, I was thinking about this the other day. You know, I'm saying that I want the weather to get colder. When I say that, and then the weather gets colder, I don't like it because I've got to actually wear jackets, and like I can't just go running in shorts. I've got to actually like gear up in winter gear. You know, I've got to take stuff like that into consideration. Now, it does remind me much less of summer. This is a true statement. But at the same time, that's not necessarily how I want to be reminded less of summer. What I sort of do mentally in my head is I pretty much, you know, between now and January, in those, like, 3 months between now and January, you know, that is pretty much fall semester, like coming off of summer. For me, January to, May and June, that is sort of almost planning for the summer. Oh, we are dead here. Oh my gosh, we are all powerful. That was insane. But, like, I can sort of start mentally planning for summer in, January or February. Because the reality is, I was thinking about it today. Where I live, yeah, November's cold, December's cold, but, like, the coldest months are January and February. Because that's when you get, like, all of the snow, is January and February. You can get around to June or July, or not June or July. You can get around to March, and that's when it starts to get warm. I was talking with my friends today how, this colder weather, we like the colder weather. Just because, like, it's not hot, but it's not cold. It's right in the middle, and it is really nice. Good goodness, when is this match gonna end? Like, I'm gonna cut off in about 2 minutes. But in all seriousness, like, I like the cooler weather where it's not hot and not warm. But I like it in the springtime. Because in a sense, in the fall, winter's coming, those long nights that you're working on homework. Those are coming. When it's cold like this, or when it's nice out like this in the spring, you know summer's coming. And you know that it's getting warmer, and those really long winter nights are gonna be over. You know that. And I like to think that that is a little bit of comfort there, because I can tell you from being in hybrid school last year, there is definitely a point where okay, come on. Why can't we get up there? Whoever's shooting at me, I need you to stop right now. Let me just kill you guys, and then you all, and we're done here. And you too. God dang it, Yoda! Why? I spent so long trying to get up there for you to force throw me back. Oh my goodness. What is wrong with this Yoda? If it force throws me one more time, I am quitting this game. And if this person keeps shooting at me, I'm going to quit this game. Like, this Yoda is the... Oh my goodness! Nope, I'm done. I'm done. Nope, goodbye. Nope, we're done with that. This video is getting too long anyway, and I'm about to flip a desk. But anyway, guys, as we go back to the lobby, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave it a big fat thumbs up. If you enjoyed the video, also feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.